Bibhu Padhi was born in Asika, a very small town, and brought up in Behrampur, Odisha, where his father was a high school headmaster and his mother a headmistress. After completing his BE in Electronics and Communication, he wanted to start a business, proposing the idea of setting up a cattle farm, but his father discouraged him.
When I have completed my graduation, I asked my father that I would like to start cattle services. I like to put some cows and all at my places. Basically, they thought that after completion of engineering, you are going to get some cows and start some cow shed over here and become a farmer. So it is laughable.
In 2005, he moved to Mumbai, where his two sisters were already settled, and his father sent him to check on them during the floods of that year. In Mumbai, Bibhu began exploring opportunities and got a break as a visiting faculty member at Bharatiya Vidyapeeth at the age of 23, teaching basic electronics. After 18 months, he joined Ion Technologies, working with electronics and instrumentation as a service engineer. During this time, he had an idea about using IoT to track and measure sensors to maintain temperature.
These IoT devices which can be fit to the containers that will measure the temperature and continuously that will keep the container at a defined regulated temperature. That was also we are thinking, but again that has dropped.
Seeing the potential in software, Bibhu completed a PG diploma from NIIT and joined a software testing company in 2007, where he worked for 4.5 years. While working on a project for Union Bank during his interactions with GM and DGM, he identified gaps in current services. When he went back to his management to give feedback, PSU was not their focus area.
When I was interacting with Union Bank of India, the GM at that point of time, GM and DGM, so one day they told that we were not pretty convinced the way the services are being offered by the organization. That day I thought that why can't we do something on our own and deliver the services what customer is expecting.
He thought of starting on his own, but that was not easy then, as the ecosystem was not there. By then, he got an offer from Sonata Software in Bangalore.
The ecosystem was not there to build something. The startup culture was not there. That startup culture has really ignited when Modi 1.0 has come, and people started believing on the youngsters and they started believing in the real talent, and they thought that yes, if we are giving equal opportunity to everyone, then everyone should grow.
In 2011, he married Pratima Nayak, who also came from a software development background and had a flourishing career by then. They received an opportunity to move to Houston, but the idea of starting his own business persisted. He asked Pratima to build a website for his envisioned company, ApMoSys, Application Monitoring Systems.
So one day he said, we want to build the website. And I was like, okay, I'll do it. And then the next day he took a follow-up. And when he came back home, he said, okay, the website done. Are you ready with the name? I said, I have some list of 30 names. He didn't even hear what I said. He said, ApMoSys. I said, what? I mean, you've already thought of a name, you want a website, and I was taken aback, like, okay, he's pretty serious.
On February 7, 2012, Bibhu quit his job after 11 months at Sonata, came back to Mumbai and started consulting services from his home in Kamote, Navi Mumbai with strong family support and despite having a 1-month-old daughter.
Because I had already given him that okay. I had said okay. So now coming back on okay, I felt I'll be doing injustice. So either I tell him in the beginning when he told to create the website, at that time only I should have told that I am not going to support. Or if at that time I didn't say anything, then now I have to. Otherwise, where will he get the motivation from?
He secured their first order from Union Bank of India for Rs 2.5 lakhs. He soon landed a second order from Edelweiss, followed by Domino's and SBI Capital. As orders grew, he brought in his sister Sangeeta Padhi, a chemical engineer in the piping industry. She had a very settled career too, but agreed to join him. She took certifications for software testing to cope with the business needs. Several close friends who shared his vision also joined them.
So I have reached out to my sister who was working as piping engineer in CTEC. She was also doing great there. So I requested her, why don't we start? Already they started. We need a platform. That is where I requested her and she said yes. And there were two different friends who also agreed and acknowledged, and they left their job and they joined us.
He set up a state-of-the-art knowledge room with funds borrowed from Pratima and his brother-in-law. By 2014, ApMoSys secured a private bank as a customer, helping clients like McDonald's with their new services for testing, performance testing, VAPT and more. Their revenue reached Rs 1 crore that year. They undertook a performance testing project for SBI Capitals and received an application development order for Java from Axis Bank, building a solid team around these projects. Pratima helped after her work hours, and their in-laws and parents supported raising their children. They also expanded into mobile app development. By 2018, they had reached a turnover of rupees 4 crore. His CTO, a close friend, received an offer from a competitor. He invited Pratima and his friend Vishnu to join the company. Pratima took over the responsibility as CTO.
They had this perception to some extent that CEO's wife is coming, what she will do. She's just filling the chair. We need someone who would actually help us. So someone he didn't know that I'm going to join. He just told Bibhu that it's okay if your wife joins, but we need someone technical. And he didn't know I am one standing behind him. So yes. And then after the join, it was just within 2 months. They were heavily dependent on me and getting things done. So it was, of course, a challenge to again prove that I am coming from the same background. It's not that you're just filling an empty chair.
Bibhu reached out to his network, building a core team with diverse experience, thought leadership, and strategic partnerships with OEMs. Over the next few years, they gained phenomenal traction. Since they had already established a good customer base, they could go back to them to offer multiple services.
We always believe that whosoever is in ApMoSys, they are a part of the family. If somebody is having certain personal issues also, we reached out to them, their family is trying to solve it, and again bring back things on the track.
Despite the challenges of the COVID-19 pandemic, the company went international, boasting a robust product portfolio by 2022. By 2023-24, they crossed the rupees 100 crore milestone, opening offices in Dubai and Canada. Their headcount is 1200 plus now. With plans to reach a rupees 300 crore milestone by 2025, they have a set path until 2027. They wish to get listed.
So whatever we have achieved in the last year, 2023-24, the forthcoming years, the targets we have put to ourselves is 3x. So from 100 to 300 is something that we are looking at. It's a fairly significant jump that we are looking at.
Bibhu's story is a powerful example of how hunger for growth, a clear vision, and strong support systems can drive entrepreneurial success. Despite numerous challenges, his dedication to innovation, client-centric approach, and ability to inspire and build a committed team have transformed ApMoSys from a home-based startup to a thriving international enterprise. This journey underscores the importance of resilience, adaptability, and the courage to pursue one's dreams.